Hey guys, so today I want to make a quick little video comparing the Optimus L9 versus the iPhone 4. So just to confirm that this is an iPhone 4, even though it may not matter that much in this video, you can see up here. So let's go ahead and do this video. So the Optimus L9 is a phone right now that retails for $345 in my country, while the iPhone 4 8GB variant still costs around 100 to 200 more bucks more than the Optimus L9. So is it worth it? Which one is the best? Now, the first thing here, these two phones are not 4G smartphones because they are right now in the mid-range segment. The iPhone 4 launched as the flagship device and high-end smartphone 2010. And right now though, 2013 is not a high-end device, but it still works. So now LG also has unveiled one of their new L series smartphones, the Optimus L9, which is a very pricey or very affordable, almost Optimus 4X HD variant. Because it kind of reminds, in terms of design, that is kind of like the Optimus 4X HD, but it's so much more affordable because it retails for $345. So is it worth paying 100 200 more bucks here for an iPhone that also has a smaller screen? You might prefer that, but I think most people will prefer bigger. So no 4G on either of these two variants. And the iPhone here, even though it's smaller, it has a little bit more of a heavier weight. So it's around 30 more, or maybe 20 to 30 grams more. The Optimus 4X HD is, of course, longer and wider, as you probably can see. If you talk about screen technology here, we have two LCD displays here. We get a backlit LED IPS LCD display here on the iPhone with on a 3.5-inch screen, while we only get the IPS LCD display here on the Optimus L9. So you know, those 100 to 200 more bucks for an iPhone 4 might be worth it, because the LED backlit display just looks so much better. My camera doesn't even like the IPS LCD display here. It really looks weird sometimes. But when you look at it in person in a store, it's not actually that bad. It's actually quite an interesting price. You know, I think that you get a lot of phone for the money here. Resolution is almost about the same, 960 on both, times 640 on the iPhone, when it's times 540 here on the Optimus L9. And the Optimus L9 has a 4.5-inch display here, so it's 1 inch more in terms of size, and it really is, you will feel a difference. And when you hold the iPhone 5 or iPhone 4 in your hand, you can reach the whole screen with your thumb without having to move your hand. While on the Optimus L9, you have to move the phone to access up there in the top. But I think most people will get used to that, and that it shouldn't be any issue whatsoever. Both have a home button on the front, and the iPhone has, of course, the speaker being located here at the bottom, which I prefer, or on the side here, which I prefer, because then you can have your iPhone like this on the table and still hear pretty good. It doesn't matter if you don't have to turn the back on the device as you have to do with the Optimus L9, because there's a speaker down here located at the bottom. Speaking about the bottom or the back, we do have a 5-megapixel camera on both these two smartphones, and then we of course have a removable back here on the Optimus L9, so we can go ahead and replace the battery. And we also have an SD card option to insert up to at least a 32GB SD card if you take a lot of pictures and videos. It's extremely nice. So if we continue down, this is one of the big things also about the Optimus L9. Okay, first of all, in terms of protection here, the kind of protection that you should get on the iPhone 4, I'm really not sure if it is some kind of, it must be some kind of awesome protection from 2010, but you get even better protection here on the Optimus L9, which is having a the new Gorilla Glass 2, so it should be better protection against scratches. So something that you might want to consider. Also, if you are a guy that drops your phone, plastic back, you don't have to worry, you can easily replace that. And now we'll talk about one of the very poor things here with the Optimus L9, and that is the storage availability. Sure, you have an SD card option, and that's awesome if you take a lot of pictures and videos, but if you are a gamer, if you want to play a lot of games, you only have 4 GB of internal storage in the L9. That's one of the reasons why they can sell for so cheap. So that means that you can only install around maximum 2 high-end Android games on the Optimus L9 if you don't find a way to install them on your SD card, and you should be able to install some games on your SD card. While the iPhone 4, you have way more freedom here. You have 8, 16, and 32 GB variants of it, and the iPhone 4 here has 512 MB RAM, while the Optimus L9, yes, it has 1 GB RAM. So in terms of RAM, in terms of multitasking, you might get some better performance here. But if you're a gamer, I would suggest that you stay away from the Optimus L9, because 4 GB, that is not a lot. Speaking about memory and stuff like that, the camera. So we do get a 5 megapixel camera on both these two smartphones. I'm just going to go ahead right now and go to the display, and I'm going to remove screen timeout, go to never. I hate that thing. So we got a 5 megapixel camera on both these devices on the back, so it's not high-end, but it still works pretty good on both these two smartphones. So if we quickly just go ahead and fire it up here, the iPhone has amazing focus here, I can see. But when we move the camera around, we get kind of like a laggy UI, which I find a little bit annoying. But when we take pictures, it's very quick to focus. We don't have that many options here. We have grid and HDR mode, and I'm rocking the latest version of iOS. While when we do the same thing here on the Optimus L9, it doesn't look as good. Colors looks horrible. Could also be because it's only rocking an IPS LCD display, not an LED backlit IPS LCD display. But you get some more options here. You can customize how warm everything in the background should be. You have a panorama mode, so you can take a long pictures. You also have continuous shot, so you can take a lot of pictures. And then we have some kind of option over here to take photos, say one of the following words. Not too much settings, and then we do have white balance, okay, color effect, pretty sweet. You have some normal basic sepia, mono, but in terms of quality, it seems like the iPhone is better. Also, the iPhone seems to be a little bit quicker to focus, or on the focusing part, but I would say that the camera seems to be better here on the iPhone 4. VGA front-facing camera also on both these two smartphones, and of course you get the latest version of iOS 6 here, and that actually is available for the iPhone 4, which is something that is very nice. So you get all of those latest features. While you not get the latest version of Android on the Optimus L9, you only get 4.0.4 ICS, and I'm not sure if Samsung or if LG is planning on releasing Android 4.1 Jelly Bean for the Optimus L9, but hopefully they will in the near future, because that is an awesome update with Google Now, Project Butter, and a ton of other features. In terms of chipset usage here, we get Apple's own customized A4 here, which provides an amazing experience in terms of when you scroll and swipe, everything is smooth. But it's also extremely smooth here on the Optimus L9. So both perform extremely good here in terms of price, and especially the Optimus L9 because it's so much cheaper. You get a 1 GHz dual-core processor on both these two smartphones, and then you get an SGX GPU on both these two smartphones, which could be kind of interesting here, that you get an SGX 535 GPU on the iPhone, while you get the SGX 540 GPU on the Optimus L9. So you should be able to get some better gaming experience maybe on the Optimus L9, but then we should also remember that many apps in the App Store, I mean right now where developers make the most money is in Apple's ecosystem, so a lot of developers work more on bringing out more Optimus games for iPhone than Android. So will you get a better gaming experience? Well, of course, that depends on the game and how much the developers have put, you know, time and effort into doing an awesome experience. But yeah, you should maybe get a better experience if the developers work harder or work as hard on both these two apps for both systems. The last thing here is the battery, which is kind of insane. You get a 2150 milliamp battery here on the Optimus L9, which is insanely awesome. Same as the Optimus 4X HD, which is extremely nice, while you only get the 1420 milliamp battery on the iPhone 4. So just to sum up here pretty quick, just to sum up things here, let's also go ahead and try to maybe open up a game. Or no, let's go ahead and do it at another time. To sum up here, the Optimus L9, why would you want to pick that one up? My big thing here would be, first, it's extremely cheap. You can have widgets, you have a lot of freedom, you get Gorilla Glass 2, which is better protection on the front side. You also do have the SD card option, so you can insert an SD card, 32 GB. Of course, that costs a little bit more, but it's nice to have that kind of freedom. And then you also get the SGX 540 GPU, which should be a little bit better. Battery is so much better. It's almost 1000 more milliamps, so you should also be able to get some amazing battery life here with the Optimus L9, and that's just awesome. And also a big thing for me is the 4.5-inch display, that you get a very big display for the price that you will pay. So that's also a thing that I like so much. I like it so much. And the freedom that you will be having Android. You can customize the lock screen, you can customize widgets. I like it a ton. Why would you want to pick up the iPhone? Well, the screen definitely is better in terms of reading, Kindle experience, so much better. The PPI is higher, pixels per inch, so it's more of a high resolution screen. You almost get 100 more pixels per inch on the iPhone 4. In terms of memory, you also have more freedom with the iPhone 4 because it comes in different variants, but then you don't have an SD card option if you take a lot of pictures and videos. So something that you might want to consider. And then also the iPhone is a little bit easier if you have like a Mac at home. Then I would suggest just pick up an iPhone. Just give Apple those cash that you have collected for a year and get an iPhone. If you're in the Apple ecosystem, it's just so much easier with an iPhone. But yeah, if you want to try something new, maybe Android is something for you. I don't know. But yeah, until next time, have an awesome day. Peace.